The old train station at Blackwood was never meant to be beautiful. Its paint peeled in tired layers, and the iron benches groaned whenever someone sat down. Yet for Daniel Harper, it was the most important place in the world. It was where everything had changed. Daniel stood on platform 3, his coat pulled tight against the winter wind. Snow drifted softly through the yellow glow of the flickering station lights. In his trembling hand, he held a small envelope, worn at the edges, unopened for 10 years. 10 years ago, he had left this town with anger in his heart and pride in his eyes. 10 years ago, he had promised never to return. Blackwood felt too small for his dreams. He wanted skyscrapers, flashing lights, applause. He wanted to be someone important. When his father told him, "Success isn't about leaving, son. It's about knowing where you belong," Daniel laughed. And then he left. New York had welcomed him with noise and neon. For a while, everything seemed possible. He worked 2 jobs, slept little, and chased opportunity like it was the last train of the night. Slowly, his efforts paid off. His tech startup grew. Investors called it. Magazines printed his name. Daniel Harper became successful, but success was louder than happiness, and far lonelier. In the middle of meetings and flashing cameras, he would sometimes remember the quiet of Blackwood, the way his mother hummed while cooking, the way his father fixed the old truck every Sunday morning, the way the train whistle echoed through town at sunset. Then came the phone call. His mother's voice was shaking. "Daniel, your father is sick." He booked a flight that night, but he was too late. His father passed away before he arrived. Daniel did not cry at the funeral. He stood stiffly beside the grave, surrounded by neighbors who had watched him grow up. He felt like a stranger in his own hometown. After the ceremony, his mother handed him an envelope. "Your father wanted you to have this," she said. Daniel took it, but could not open it. Guilt pressed against his chest like a heavy stone. The envelope felt heavier than it should have. And so, he left again. Now, 10 years later, Daniel was back. His company had been sold. His apartment in New York was empty. His friends were scattered across cities and continents. And somehow, despite all he had achieved, he felt unfinished. He looked down at the envelope in his hand. The wind howled as a distant train horn echoed in the darkness. The sound made his heart tighten. Slowly, he opened the envelope. Inside was a single sheet of paper, folded neatly. He unfolded it with shaking fingers. The handwriting was familiar, firm, steady, unmistakably his father's. "Son, if you're reading this, it means you came back. I know you think you left to find something bigger, but remember this? The world is big. Yes, but your heart is bigger. Success will give you comfort, but love will give you peace. If you ever feel lost, come home. The train always runs both ways." Daniel read the letter again, and again. Snow fell thicker now, covering the tracks in a quiet blanket of white. For the first time in years, Daniel allowed himself to cry. He cried for missed Sundays, for unanswered calls, for pride that had kept him away, for words he had never said. "I'm sorry," he whispered into the cold night. A small voice interrupted him. "Excuse me, sir." Daniel turned. A young boy, no older than 10, stood beside him holding a small suitcase. "Do you know if this train goes to Maple Creek?" the boy asked nervously. Daniel blinked. Maple Creek was the next town over. "It does," Daniel replied softly. "Are you traveling alone?" The boy nodded. "My mom says I'm brave." Daniel looked at the child, the fear hidden behind forced courage. He saw himself at that age, dreaming of somewhere else. "Being brave doesn't mean leaving," Daniel said gently. "Sometimes it means staying." The boy frowned slightly, not fully understanding. The train's headlights appeared in the distance, slicing through the snow. Daniel felt a sudden clarity. He had spent his life running towards something. Ambition, recognition, escape. But maybe the real courage was choosing to stay, choosing to rebuild, choosing to belong. The train screeched to a halt. Doors opened with a mechanical hiss. Passengers stepped forward. The boy climbed aboard, turning to wave at Daniel. Daniel waved back. Then he looked at the open train doors. For a brief second, the old instinct returned. The desire to move, to chase, to escape. Instead, he stepped back. The doors closed. The train pulled away, disappearing into the snowy night. Daniel stood alone on the platform once more, but this time, he didn't feel empty. He felt grounded. The station lights flickered, but they no longer seemed sad. The peeling paint looked less like decay and more like history. The cold air felt sharp but alive. Daniel folded the letter carefully and placed it inside his coat pocket, close to his heart. Tomorrow, he would visit his mother. Tomorrow, he would walk through town. Tomorrow, he would begin again. The last train home had already arrived, and this time he chose not to leave.